let's start. Everyone, good morning. Let's go ahead and begin as we always do, yoga to the people in child's pose, please. Sit your hips back onto your heels and your forehead onto the floor. And from the very beginning, making those choices around your practice, around the body, around your attention, that's going to bring maximum value, right, to this moment. Good morning, Hannah. You've already set aside a little bit of your time. And for some of you, you've really been looking forward to this practice. So immediately closing the eyes and introducing some of those elements that make it a super sweet and perhaps even juicy moment. Maybe it's swaying the hips from side to side or gently beginning to roll the forehead on the floor. And noticing how much you can give over to the mat, over to gravity. And quite literally feeling out the space in your body, even in this very subtle and simple movement. Can we begin to expand all those sensations by using and deepening the quality of your breath? So if you're new to yoga to the people, welcome. And one of the ways that we really connect ourselves to our breath is by using vibrations. So exhaling on an HA, ha, or an HM, and letting those vibrations ripple over the body, through the crown of the head, down to the base of your spine, perhaps touching spaces that fingers can't. And if ever in this practice you find it difficult to breathe fully, to exhale like this, or inhale completely, pause for a moment, come right back here to child's pose, and then join us when you've recalibrated and reconnected with this beautiful, powerful life force. So to unify us this morning, wherever you are in the world, if you would please exhale all the air from your body, empty, 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 exaggerated. And then greet that with a full exaggerated inhale. So fill up to the very pit of your stomach with air all the way to the top of your collarbones. Open mouth, exhale, HA. If the arms aren't already there, go ahead and crawl the fingertips a little bit more forward. For a moment, feel gentle tugging all through the fingertips, the arms, the armpits, down to the hips. Put all pressure into all 10 fingers, and then on your next exhale, flatten the hands down, curl the toes under, send your hips up high, and just begin to move. So whether it's pedaling out the feet, bending one knee, then the other, or maybe for you today, it's something a bit more simple. Maybe it's returning back down to the knees, coming through a set of cat, cow, or whatever it is. There's so many ways to wake up and yawn, open the body. The only thing we ask is that you do it mindfully, sensitively. So sometimes that means moving a bit slower than we're used to, or sometimes that means pushing away these habitual series of motions to get to the core of what's really happening now within the body. So good. Good morning, Glow. And then slowly over the course of the next few moments, we'll work ourselves into a very specific shape. So again, spreading the fingers wide. If you're down on the knees, on your all fours, go ahead and lift the knees up. Keep a soft bend behind them so that we're lengthening the lobe of the spine. And if you glance forward, the fingers are spread wide, almost like you're stretching the flesh in between every digit. And the hands are about shoulder width apart. Now push into your thumbs and your index fingers, trying to activate and engage the knuckles into the mat. And then relax the head or the neck so the head is very heavy. You can move it around, shaking it yes, shaking it no. Maybe in this inversion, with the face soft and the flesh gently pulling towards the floor, you can flutter the lips. Yeah, check out the breath. Where is it? How fluid can it be, even when we're upside down? And then the gaze is soft. You're glancing behind you. All 10 toes are facing forward, and the feet are about hips width distance. Soft bend behind the knees. Again, we're not going for hamstring stretch at first. And then on your next inhale, glide your right leg up. Go for length and lift at the same time, right? Don't limit yourself. Try to find space creating in between your elbow, shoulder, hip, knee, and ankle, and then begin to roll toes around, creating little circles, rolling out the ankle here. Can you wiggle your toes at the same time? And with that energy and heat beginning to build, inhale, lift the leg a little higher. Exhale, perhaps you roll open the hip, you bend your knee, continue that subtle movement of the ankle. And whatever it is, right, just waking up the body, especially if you are someone like me, you like to roll out of bed and onto your yoga mat. Really take advantage of this time. And then inhale, draw the leg up a little higher. Exhale, gently step the foot all the way forward in between your palms. So even if you need to use your hand, get your toes in line with the top of your fingertips. Drop down to your back knee, untuck your back toes, and then you decide if you want to stay here by just dropping the torso down. Maybe you want to explore interlocking the fingers on top of the quad and lifting the torso up. Now, if you do that, make sure you're really squeezing that left buttocks cheek so that you can open up and soften, relax that left hip flexor. Press down on the top of your back foot and then gently begin to push your hips forward. Close the eyes and notice where the breath wants to go, especially since we've begun warming up the body. Can we still breathe fully? Feel deeply. Take one more full breath here. And on an exhale, release both hands down. Untuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Inhale, sweep your right leg up and back, 3-leg down dog. Exhale, slowly, softly kiss the foot right back down towards the floor. Anchor into those toe knuckles, and then inhale, left leg draws up, 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 and back. And then again, going for length and height at the same time, not limiting yourself, but finding that sweet spot. Maybe begin to roll around the ankle, flex the toes, wiggle them a little bit, and then you've got it. Lift the leg a little higher, find some free movement. Yeah, and it doesn't have to be the leg, right? The leg is lifted up, so it can be a bit of a focal point, but maybe for you, it's dropping down to the forearms, or it's finding more upper body activation, right? A gentle twist or flipping of the dog. Exactly, Kate. Really so beautiful. Inhale, draw the left leg up and back. Exhale, gently step the foot all the way forward, all the way. So maybe you need to caterpillar your foot up by crawling the toes so they're in line with the fingertips. Drop down to the back knee, untuck your back foot, and then left and right side are different. So maybe this side, you stay hanging forward. You allow the belly to release, and you just softly begin to open up that right hip flexor. Maybe this side is the side that you want to interlock the fingers and place support in the arms by straightening them out, pushing down through that front heel, and then pushing into the back of your, or the top of your back foot. Squeeze your right buttock cheeks really nice and tight and begin to drop the hips slightly forward. If you're good here, stay here. You can play around the arms by cactusing them out to the side, by dropping them behind you. But again, whatever choices you're making, checking in, using your breath as the barometer. Full inhale here. And on an exhale, place both hands down, anchor through the palms, untuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Inhale, glide the left leg up. Exhale, softly place it back down towards the mat. And then wherever you are with your breath, please exhale all the air out. Get empty, empty, empty. Greet that with a deep, exaggerated inhale. Bellow the lungs out to the sides. Audible exhale, HA. Deeply bend your knees. Stretch the bottoms of your feet. Maybe even touch the butt to the heels. Glance forward. Take tiny steps all the way up in between your palms. All the way up. Hanging heavy in a forward fold, so just hinging. And you can bend your knees so that the torso is relaxed on top of the thighs. Exactly, you can always shake out the head, nod at yes, nod at no. Maybe you grab for opposite elbow behind or in front of the shins. Exactly, maybe it's slight bounces or swaying. But noticing here, there is very little effort required to feel something deep, to feel something rewarding. And it's a very essential part of this practice. What can I let go of? And what can I enjoy being active? Go ahead and exhale, release your grip wherever it is. And then measure your feet apart so they're about 2 fist width distance. That's a good anatomical distance for the next portion. Inhale, come into a halfway lift. So hands to shins or quads. Shift the weight slightly forward into the balls of the feet. Pull the belly in, 90-degree angle between torso and thighs. And on an exhale, collapse forward, forward fold. It's a Raggedy Ann or Andy, very, very heavy. And then on the next inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, come all the way up to standing nice and tall, hands face one another, about shoulder width for Tadasana. And once you get there, close the eyes. All right, super simple posture. Use this moment to examine where the body lands as you stand on your 2 feet. So maybe it's swaying from side to side, forward and back. Maybe it's picking the toes up, placing each one back down on the mat, one at a time. And then finding that center of gravity, pull up on the knees, belly drawn in just a fraction, not to compress the breath, but instead to allow more space between the waist and the ribs. You grow long, you grow tall, you stand proud. So chin level. Flare the fingers very wide, and then if the eyes are closed, soften the gaze up in between your palms. On your inhale, push your hips slightly forward, stretch the arms back for a gentle back bend. On your exhale, lengthen all the way forward, forward fold. Inhale, find that halfway lift again, belly drawn in, please. Exhale, place both hands on the mat. Step both feet back and pause in an upper push-up plank position. At Yoga to the People, this Vinyasa flow literally translates to flow and to movement. And this is the beginning of how we tether each pose to one another, each side to one another. So in this upper push-up plank, imagine that you're bringing the top of your hip bones toward your lowest rib, so knitting the abdominal wall very tight for support. Hips are in line with your shoulders, fingers spread wide again. We want to maximize the contact of the body onto the floor. Take a deep inhale as though you were pushing away. Pull up on your knees, please. Exhale, lower halfway down, elbows point straight back. Now use your core, use your arms. Inhale, draw the ribs forward. Lift your chin up, straighten the arms, untuck the toes, up dog. Exhale, curl the toes under, send your hips high, heels low, down dog. And that is the flow. We do it so often, so if you didn't quite get it this first time, don't worry, you'll have plenty of chances. Bend your knees very deeply. Glance forward, step, or maybe you want to try hopping in between your hands. Inhale, find that halfway lift, long, long spine, shoulders away from ears. Exhale, collapse, dead weight. This time, bring your feet together so your toes and heels will touch. If you've never tried it before, just go for it. Inhale, draw the arms all the way up, palms press above you. Variation of Tadasana. Now close the eyes. Again, sensing these asanas from the inside out rather than the way you think it should look. Closing the eyes really helps you to do that, but notice if with the eyes closed, you're already visualizing what the body looks like. Can you let that go, and can you really dedicate yourself to the feeling of the posture? Where is the weight in your feet? Shoulders away from the ears. Really try to press your palms in a way that even the outside edges of your pinkies are firm. Glance up at where the wrists, the palms meet. On an inhale, push your hips forward. Stretch the arms back. Keep the heart open. And on an exhale, hinge all the way forward from the hips. Forward fold. Inhale into that halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, hands down, step, or maybe you can try jumping the feet back. Lower halfway down. Inhale, find upward facing dog. Push into your thumbs, straight arms. Exhale, curl the toes under, downward facing dog. And then we're gonna go through that flow, that simple salute, 3 times on your own. So you're gonna soften the knees, glance forward, step or hop the feet in between your hands. Inhale, find a halfway lift to reset the spine. Exhale and release. Now you decide, feet together or apart. You inhale, you stand up, you continue stepping down through the heels, pushing the heart up to the sky. And on an exhale, you release forward. You find that halfway lift, reset. Exhale, hands down, feet back, lower halfway and flow. There's a lot of opportunity in this practice through this repetition to change things up according to what's happening in the moment. So especially if you practice quite often, these salutes can feel habitual. Empower yourself to feel something outside of the quote unquote norm. As you find your back bend, let the weight of the arms draw you back. Let the lightness of your heart lift you up. And as you find that forward fold, it is gravity. Right? How is my body moving today? And how fully is my breath allowing me to do so? Because that's the depth, right? That's going to dictate the depth of these postures, how fully you can breathe within them. So good. And yeah, I see some of you already doing it. Can you close your eyes as you find these salutes? These very simple and safe motions that can be so enriching if we allow it. Once you've completed your 3rd set, that was awesome, Tina. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. If you're flowing, keep flowing. And then wherever you are with your breath, if you would please exhale all the air out, empty, empty. Take a deep, deep, full inhale. Audible exhale, let it go. So nice. If you're in down dog, really melting your heart back towards your thighs. On your inhale, lift your right leg up again. On your exhale, gently step the foot all the way forward in between your palms. Release your back heel down onto the floor. And then on your inhale, stand up tall for warrior 1. So in this first warrior posture, we've been warming up the body very gradually, very smoothly. Again, closing the eyes and building the posture from the inside out. Can you feel for the outside edge of your back foot rooted into the mat? And then instead of thinking just jutting the left hip forward and your right hip back, can you move your hips in a way that the torso, both sides of the torso are even and long? Belly drawn in just a fraction. So hips directly underneath shoulders. And then fan the fingers wide. Pinkies rotated in towards one another. So the shoulders are allowed to slip down the spine. And if the arms are long and strong, a good reflection of what's happening in the spine, can you gently press the palms above the head and feel perhaps some heat or a gentle sweat being built in between both sides of the body, meeting above the head. Soften the face and notice your breath. Every inhale, you get long and tall. Every exhale, you gently sit a little bit lower, working the front knee over front ankle. Take one more inhale here to sit low. On your exhale, bring right arm forward, left arm back, warrior 2. Peel open the body. And sometimes this transition from warrior one to warrior two requires taking a little bit wider of a step, requires pivoting your back toes out so the outside edge of your foot is parallel with the back of your mat. And then stretching the arms apart so they're in one long line of energy from fingertip to fingertip. Notice that with the pelvis open here, you may need to shift the right knee a bit more to the right so it's not bowing in inwards or swinging out to one side. It's directly over the center of your foot. Stretch the arms apart. Maybe bring the chin over the right shoulder and feel that stretching all along the side of your neck. Take a smooth inhale to inflate and fill those spaces you're creating. And on an exhale, cartwheel both hands down. Lengthen the right leg behind you. Go through that flow. Inhale, pull the sides of your waist forward. Exhale, engage the abdominal wall right back into down dog. And then inhale, left leg up. Really lengthen, point your toes. Exhale, step it forward. Back heel down onto the ground, and then inhale, root to rise, warrior one, left side. Gently allowing the lids to shut. Firming up that back leg so it's long and strong, and then you have more support to sit low in your lunge. Knee over ankle, toes aren't gripping onto the mat, they're just softly placed there. Belly drawn in, and then hips directly under the shoulders. So again, sometimes that means bringing the top of your hip bones towards those low ribs. Rotate the pinkies in towards one another, and find a softness behind the heart, but also in front. So we're staying broad. Soft jaw, soft lips. Take a smooth inhale. Perhaps you sit a little bit lower. And on an exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. Peel open. So let it be a gradual transition so you can really monitor and see where sensation takes you. And then once you land there, notice, do I need to take a wider stance? What's happening with my front knee? What's happening with my hips or my shoulders, right? So cleaning it up from what your body really gives you rather than the expectation of where you're going to fall today. Really nice use of the hands, Hannah. Spread your fingers wide. And if you're glancing over that left shoulder, can you still close the eyes, soften the gaze, so you feel an opening on the right side of the neck? Open throat, soft tongue. Deep inhale to sit low and stretch your wrists apart. Exhale, cartwheel both hands down. Firmly root them first before stepping left leg back and going through that flow, high to low. And then once you find downward facing dog, take a full inhale on your own, a complete exhale on your own, and then it's one breath, one movement. Warrior one, warrior two, right side into left side, or maybe it's left side into right side. Okay. However you're flowing though, let it be light, let it be fluid. So it's a full inhale to find warrior one, a complete exhale to embody warrior two, and then you're just flowing. Inhale, I move, exhale, I move. And it's a very cyclical series. Yeah, so we're not giving our mind the time to pause and analyze. We're just simply feeling and moving through space. So good. Aminda, so good. You too, Karina, amazing. And then once you've come through your left side, we all meet in downward facing dog. And every time we come here, it's an opportunity. And notice if you can begin to eliminate some of that bend behind the knee, or maybe you're finding the heart coming closer to your thighs. If you're flowing, keep flowing. But wherever you are, exhale, exhale, exhale. Really exaggerate the exhale so now you can exaggerate the inhale. Full lungs, full belly. Audible exhale, HA. Bend your knees very deeply. Glance forward, step or hop the feet in between your hands. Inhale into a halfway lift, long, long spine. And exhale, collapse, dead weight. Separate your feet again, that hips width distance, 2 of your fists in between the arches of your feet. Exhale, completely pull the belly in. And on your next inhale, sit the hips down, bring the arms up. Chair pose. And if some of you heard that little snap, that was me clapping because I can't ever let go of the clap into chair pose. It's such a moment, yeah? Go ahead and glance over the knees and make sure you see the toes gently fanning out just past them. And the knees are directly over the center of the feet, so they're not collapsing in or flaring out. Belly drawn in. Again, ribs and hip bones coming closer. And then spread your fingers, straighten the arms. Long, strong arms to reflect a long, strong spine. Chin slightly away from chest, so open throat. And then maybe you invite or invoke some of those vibrational exhales. Aha, to sit lower. To reach further. Using the breath either to extinguish or inflate a moment. You choose what you focus on, and then you let it be something of value. Take one more inhale to dip the hips a little bit lower, to stretch the arms further in front. And then exhale, hinge forward, let it go. Rock the head from side to side. Maybe alternately bend the knees or take a deep squat. Right? How can you let the moment go and enjoy whatever heat or vibration you've created? Finding a stillness. On your next inhale, sit the hips down, stomach on thighs, chest on knees, arms outstretched in front of you for half chair. So it's super similar to where we just were because the knees are working themselves directly over the ankles and center of the feet. Only now with the torso and thighs connected, we're really having to stretch the arms straight out in front to counterbalance the weight of the hips falling behind us. Keep the hips exactly as they are, arms alongside the ears. Fan fingers wide. On your inhale, lift your torso up 45 degrees, chair. Boom. You're there. It's a moment. It's totally a moment. So stay with it. Notice what comes up for you, and then you make a choice. You either stay here or you find a way to deepen the experience, and that doesn't necessarily mean bending your knees. Stay in it. Keep the breath fluid and smooth and rich. Inhale, stretch the arms long. Exhale, stand up, Tadasana. Exhale, HA. Close the eyes. You've been here before. And notice with the eyes shut and the movement almost still, can you hear the bounding of your heart, the rushing of the air in through the body and out through the body? And remind yourself this is the essence of the practice. So if you were in that moment and you thought, fuck, I can't breathe, stop. Do something else so that you can. The asana is not the end result. It is merely the vehicle for what you really want to attain. Wherever you are, exhale completely. Send the fingers wide apart. Deep inhale, stand down through the heels, get long, get tall, get broad. Exhale, gently bend your knees, sit your hips down and back. Third, final chair. Close the eyes the entire way, and then stop sitting down and back when you find that place of resistance, where you know you can manage it, and then make an in-tuned, conscious choice around how deep you want to go, around what you're feeling, what is your body telling you. Take one more sweet inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, hinge forward, dive down. So good. Rock the head from side to side. Yes, shake it, no. And then bringing your right hand in between your feet, maybe even slightly in front. Bend your knees very deeply so your thighs and stomach are meeting. And then inhale the left arm out to the side, up towards the sky. And then maybe gently begin to press that left leg straight. Only to the degree you find a rewarding sensation. Now capture weight in that front palm, equally as you stretch those left fingers up towards the sky. Take a smooth inhale, let the belly drop and relax. And exhale, release left hand down to where the right hand is. Bend both knees. Inhale, right leg out or right arm out and up, gently squeezing right leg straight. Allowing the chin to come over right shoulder. Imagining little magnets on the tips of your right fingers, tugging yourself up to the ceiling, opening the chest, the heart space, belly hangs. Deep inhale, push into your bottom palm. Exhale, release, right hand down. Both knees bent. Inhale, find your halfway lift, long spine, engage the core now. Exhale, release, both hands down, step both feet back. Come through that flow. You keep moving through the tip of your inhale. You keep moving through the tip of your exhale. And then all together, exhale completely, squeeze the breath out of the body. Nothing is left. Deep, deep, full, voluptuous inhale. And let it go, H-A. Inhale, draw the right leg up. Exhale, shoulders over wrists. Bring your knee to the outside of the right elbow. Get them to touch. Inhale, lengthen the right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to the outside of the left elbow. Make contact. Maybe glance over the left shoulder. Inhale, right leg long up and back. Exhale, shoulders over wrist. Pull the belly in. Bring the knee and forehead to touch. Get the heel close to your butt. Inhale, draw the leg up. Exhale, use your core, softly release the foot between your palms. Back heel down. Inhale up into warrior one. Exhale, peel open into warrior two. Find it, clean it up, close your eyes. The body is warm now. Where it lands, it will land. So if you need to make minute adjustments, do so. But I encourage you to just observe how the body makes warrior two in this moment. After introducing a bit more heat, a bit more lubrication, using the breath. Quiet the mind, close the eyes, maybe even focus that space between the brows. Soften the jaw, the tongue, perhaps the roof of your mouth. And then flipping your fingertips up towards the ceiling, imagining your hands were like stop signs, right, Glow? Flexing the fingers towards the face, palms away from the shoulders. Can you feel that stretching, gently tugging on the center of your palm, underneath the arms, across the heart, keeping it open, using the breath to create or nurture a bit more space. And then if the eyes are closed, gently flutter your gaze past your right fingertips. Flip the right palm skyward. Inhale, reach the torso forward. Exhale, sweep the arm up, 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 and then back, reverse warrior, releasing your back hand above or below your back knee. And if that's fine there, maybe you can even play around with binding, wrapping your left hand behind your torso and pushing your right thigh away. Whatever you're doing though, keep pressing the front knee forward. Keep stretching that top arm straight up, gently back, only so that you can feather open right side of body. Take a smooth inhale, gently tug open the torso, and then on an exhale, cartwheel both hands down. Lengthen the right leg behind you, move through your flow. Inhale into up dog, stretch the heart open. Exhale into down dog. So good. And then we'll move into our left side. So inhale, left leg floats up, Find the sweet spot first before exhaling. Shoulders over wrists meets the outside of that left elbow. Inhale, draw the leg up and back. Exhale, shoulders over wrists meets the outside of the right elbow. Get them to touch, make contact. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, shoulders over wrists, forehead and knee. Heel closer to your butt. Inhale, draw the leg up. Exhale, use that same core to step the foot in between your palms. Back heel into the mat. Inhale, find warrior one. Exhale, peel into warrior two. Land it with an HA ha or an HA because even breathing should feel good in this class on your yoga mat. Belly drawn in. Keep the heart lifted. With the eyes closed, the gaze shut, flip your fingertips towards the sky. Stretch open the palm. Allow that beautiful encasement of fascia that runs all along the torso to open and spread, and be gentle as you use your breath to keep the heart, the chest, the shoulders open. Gently flutter the gaze past your left fingers. Flip that palm skyward. Inhale, reach the torso forward before sweeping it up and back. Now stay low in your lunge. Keep that knee directly over the ankle, even more. And then tuck your chin into the chest, glance over that top hand. So maybe even chin and shoulder come to touch. Keep the back leg strong. If the hand is right behind you, really push that thigh down. So beautiful, Jessica. Really nice, Wendy. And then lift the ribs up higher towards the sky. Take one more deep inhale here. And then exhale with control. Cartwheel both hands down. Left leg long behind you and flow. And then once you find downward facing dog, keep moving. You can use that little bit of core work, or you can just go right from warrior one, two to reverse. Again, whatever's working for you. Really let it work for you, this yoga practice. And have fun with it too. Right? So not getting so serious or stoic that you actually become stuck in these forms. Yeah, let one side be different from the next. Yeah, even if you lose your balance or you have to slow down for a moment, can you move in a way that the visual sense doesn't need to be there supporting every moment? And yeah, a child's pose is totally right if that's what you need. Can you get lost in yourself? Yeah, I love it. Some of these variations, some of these extensions, it's almost like a dance. Yeah, if you don't have a dance background, I've always found this to be really such a lovely movement because it's a way of flowing where, yeah, it's just exactly what it should be, exactly how you want to be creative and full of life. If you're flowing, keep flowing. If you're in down dog, use it. And then wherever you are with your breath, exhale, exhale, exhale. Take a deep, deep, deep inhale. And exhale, let it go, HA. Soften down to all fours. Come into tabletop position. And then begin to move through a set of cat-cow. So on your inhale, drop the belly down, tilt your chin and tail up towards the sky. Exhale, pull the belly in, bring chin and tailbone in towards one another, almost like they were peeking towards the belly button. Inhale, stretch open the throat, stretch maybe the skin of the belly. Exhale, pull it in, and just go through that a few times on your own. Maybe you circle or C curve the spine, you sway the hips, you roll out the neck, perhaps you shimmy the shoulders. Yeah, maybe you exhale HM. Like it is a really good stretch. And then finding a neutral spine, a neutral tabletop, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Make sure the toes are untucked behind you. And on an inhale, simply glide your left leg back and your right arm up for a little spinal balancing. And the spinal balancing comes if you begin to drop one shoulder or one hip down, push into the top of your back foot as you push into your bottom thumb. Point your toes like you're going to stretch even the knuckles or tops of your foot. And then spread your fingers wide, so pinkies towards the floor, thumb towards the ceiling. And then close your eyes, because it doesn't matter how high the leg is lifting, how high the arm is lifting. Find space and use your breath to inflate the limbs a little higher. And the exhale to exaggerate space between palm and foot. Inhale, lift the arm, lift the leg. Exhale, bend your knee and grab just below the toes, inside or outside of the foot, and then kick up. And I say either one because you're going to get a different stretch with it. Whatever you're doing, kick the heel away from the butt, push down through your bottom thumb, keep the head on straight, so maybe you close the eyes, or perhaps you glance up towards the sky or ceiling. Maybe you see the toes above you one day. Keep kicking the heel high. Keep pressing the foot into your hand. Kick up for 3, kick up for 2, leave the knee where it is, extend left leg back, right arm forward. Inhale, lift your arm, lift your leg. Exhale, release, knee down, hand down, square it off. Yeah, maybe you find cat-cow again. Gentle movements to check out the body and to enjoy the space you just created. And then right back into that neutral place. Shoulders, wrists, hips in line with those shoulders. Inhale, right leg back, left arm forward. Find it, clean it up, close the eyes. There comes a point where this practice is just going to be limited by what your skeletal, physical, physiological body is willing to do, willing to provide. So you've got to find something inner, right? What's going to ignite this practice in a way that it's not about the shape of the body, but it's about what you fuel, what you create within the mind, within the emotional body that makes this practice powerful or valuable. Inhale, lift the arm, lift the leg. Exhale, bend your knee, grab just below the toes and kick up. Kick up. And rather than focusing on the thing that's challenging, can you let your mind's attention focus on the thing that feels successful? Yeah, opening up the heart space, feeling the power of your own leg into your own hand. Now kick up. You've got it for 3. Keep going for it for 2. Keep that knee exactly where it is, Jared, and gently extend the left leg back, right leg back, the left arm forward. Keep reaching. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Hand down, knee down. If you wish, you can come into cat-cow, or you can simply curl the toes under, send your hips up high, heels down low. Downward facing dog, it is familiar. Perhaps it is even comforting. Wherever you are, let out a sigh or a sound. Deep, deep, deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, we'll draw the right leg up. On your exhale, make your way into half pigeon by bending your right knee, placing it on the ground wider than your hip, than your wrist, than your shoulder. Drop down to the back knee, untuck the back toes, and then you decide if your front foot is flexed or pointed. Make a decision and then commit to protect that knee. Square off the hips. Inhale, lengthen the chest, the torso long, before hinging forward from the hips, catching yourself with the hands and walking yourself forward. Head relaxes heavy. Now, if you brought that pillow, use it right here. You can stack your fists, allowing the head to rest there, or maybe you just separate the elbows wider. Finding these little subtle variations so that the sides of the neck, those larger muscles of the shoulders, the traps, can really let go. And then closing the eyes. And if you must visualize, finding the pit of your stomach, your belly, and nourishing that with a full and voluptuous inhale and a complete surrendering exhale. This practice is really, truly not one of extremes, but rather recognizing the mind and the body's desire to go to those extremes. Work really hard, breathe really fully, stop movement, keep moving. But truly, this practice to me is the ability to have both at the same time. And it's not cerebrally sound, it doesn't feel or sound logical. But we all have that capability of finding and living from this stable, balanced place. And when we find moments of stillness, like in half pigeon, notice that even if the body is still, there is still so much life pulsing through you. Perhaps it's a rapid heartbeat, keeping time alongside a smoothing, soothing breath. Or racing thoughts that seem contradictory to a very happy or sweet emotional state. Wherever you are, please empty the air from your body. And then take in a very sweet, swelling inhale. Fill up every crevice, every hollow. And exhale, HA. Slowly begin to press yourself up from the floor. Take your time as you stretch the torso long, as you place the hands down, and then you decide to flow or to meet in downward facing dog. But then allowing the left leg to drift high towards the sky before sweeping it into half pigeon on the left side. Taking care to be sure the knee truly is wider than the hip and the shoulder. And if you're more flexible, maybe you're working your foot towards the center of your mat, the center line. Long torso first before gently laying the torso down. And even though the shape may seem wildly different from child's pose, the breath is still fluid and full. And who you are has not changed from child's pose. And I guess that's what I really mean. These asanas, these sequences, they allow us to sort of strip away the distraction by way of sensation so that we can really check out what's happening on the inside. We get a little more intimate with the essence of what resides constantly and consistently within us. There's this beautiful notion that we are never creating ourselves. Rather, we are constantly given opportunities to step into a stronger version of who we are. And to me, that's what this practice is. It's what makes it accessible to anyone, no matter who you are or where you're from. This yoga practice can give you something of true value if you're open to it. Wherever you are, please exhale completely. And greet that with a deep and nourishing inhale. Fill up every crevice and every hollow. Vibrational exhale. Gently peel yourself up from the floor. Glide your left leg behind you, and I encourage you to come through one last flow of class and let it be the best flow. Such a sweet flow. And when you find downward facing dog, give it a good salutation. So whether it's reintroducing movement or choosing to make it the strongest, deepest upside down V shape, whatever it is, find it for yourself. Take ownership and feel empowered by any changes you notice, even the consistencies, the things that have stayed the same. It's all you. And then all together, let out a sigh or a sound. Deep, deep, deep inhale. And let it go, HA. Shift your shoulders over your wrists. And then probably slower than you want, begin to lower all the way down to the ground. Lower slow, don't miss a moment, not a moment. And then once you get down there, bend your elbows underneath the shoulders, fingers spread wide, palms flat. We're gonna come into a sort of Sphinx. So go ahead and relax the buttocks, hips. Maybe you sway the hips from side to side. Separate your feet so maybe the toes touch the outside edges of your mat. We're not gonna use the lower body. Chin level, so neck is long. And then perhaps with eyes closed, beginning to draw the heart, the breastbone forward in between the forearms. Keep the elbows and palms exactly as they are. Igniting and creating a little bit of tension, intention between the shoulder blades. There's warmth there between or behind the heart. Keep the throat open and the face soft. Can you arch the upper spine in such a way that it feels strong? Can you breathe in such a way to assist in that strength, in that flexibility? Almost like we're literally cracking open the heart space. Keep pulling the heart, the chest forward. You've got 5. You've got 4, 3, 2. Gently release. Left ear to the mat, arms back by your sides, palms face up. Can you hear the heart? Can you hear the breath amplified when you're this close to the floor? And then chin forward, neck is long. Bring your knees a bit closer together now. Bend your knees and grab just below the toes. We're gonna come into one side of floor bow. So pointing the toes here, keeping the knees close at first. Take a deep inhale. And then on your exhale, kick up. Kick up to go up. So kick, kick, kick. Glance up towards the ceiling. Maybe you even see the toes. And roll the weight forward so you're resting in between your hip bones and your lowest rib. Kick up a little bit higher. Open up the shoulders. Open up the throat. You've got it. Keep going for 3. Keep going for 2. Release it all the way down. And then rolling to one side, almost like a semi-fetal position. So bending the knees a fraction, lengthening the arm beneath your ear, closing the eyes, and giving your body an honest scan, noticing the folds of your body that want to dissolve into the mat. And then observing if there's some kind of movement from here that would feel very nourishing, a sweet ending to your practice. So whether it's rolling onto your back and coming into a set of bridge or wheel or plow, maybe it's some core work we didn't quite get to today. Whatever it is, end your practice in a way that's exactly you. Totally. And if that means going and fetching that blanket or pillow, go for it. And then slowly, if you haven't already begun to do so, begin to make your way into a final Shavasana. Bringing your legs long out in front of you, separating them a comfortable distance. Arms by your sides, palms facing up. Tuck your chin into your chest and allow the head to roll from side to side until it finds a really good resting point. Shavasana, I would like to say, is like every asana because it's a process, but really it's so much more. Give yourself the opportunity to absorb and reap all of the benefits, all of the space, all of the vibrancy you just cultivated through this last 57 minutes. It happens here in this moment at the end of class. Everything we do very intentionally leads up to this moment. So don't give it away or take it for granted. Use it. A few reminders. As most of you know, Yoga to the People is a donation-only studio. And what that means is that if you're in the position to give, your contributions are deeply felt. We're able to accept donations now through Venmo at Yoga to the People, so thank you for that. And if you're not able to contribute in that way today, keep coming back, keep practicing, keep inviting and encouraging others to do so. If you are participating in our Teacher Training Fellowship Challenge on Instagram, don't forget to tag us. It's your last day, so congratulations, 14 classes at least in a row. Woohoo! Teacher training starts on Friday, so if you have questions about that, I'm happy to answer them. We'll end with a quote and a collective breath. You can't learn from remembering. You can't learn from guessing. You can only learn from moving forward at the rate you are moved, as brightness into brightness. If you would please, one last time as a group together, exhale all the air out, this time by hissing it out. Take in a deep, full, rich inhale, swirling at the peak, hold it. Exhale, HA. If you have time to stay in Shavasana, I encourage you to do so. Otherwise, you can roll to one side. Languidly sit yourself up and get on with the rest of your day. Thank you for class. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks so much, Haven.
Oh, thanks, Sarah. Wonderful to have you. I'm super excited for this weekend.
Excited.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I'll see you, if not before then, I'll definitely see you then.
Yeah, for sure. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you, Isabel. Thanks, Brina. Thanks, Julie. Thank you, Melanie and Hannah. I look forward to working with you too. It's going to be great.
Can't wait.
Thank you, Haven.
You're very welcome.
Classes are magical. Thank you so much.
Oh, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.
Thank you, you as well.
Thanks, Kate. Thank you. Thanks, Julie. Again, like such a wonderful surprise.
Such a treat to practice with you, especially like just being so far away, but you know, you just being here in my living room, it's so nice. So thank you.
Yeah, it keeps me sane and connected for sure. All right, I'll see you later.
I'll see you later.
Thanks, Glo, for taking class.
Thanks, Haven.
You. And that was so sweet to have a personal Shavasana adjustment.
Oh my gosh, yeah. He got up and was like, oh my God, I didn't realize your camera was on. I was like, it's okay.
Yeah, now he even knows I was there, but I wasn't taking class.
Yeah, he is so sore. We like rode bikes to Brooklyn and then he did a bunch of like soccer and stuff. So he was like really feeling it.
You guys are so intense. This is my workout. Thanks, Jared. Thanks for class.
Thank you.
I think I've practiced with and alongside you a few times. Thank you, Tina.
Great class.
Thank you. Really wonderful. Everyone was so nice this morning, just like moving at their own pace and doing their own thing. It was great.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. It was great to have you. Oh, man.
Thanks,
Hi,
Haven.
Katie. Thank you for class. Thanks, Chloe. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Whoop. Who's saying that? I can't see you. What happened?
Thank you so much. Wonderful class.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm so happy to see you.
Me too. Take care. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
All right, for everyone now still in your room, I'm assuming you're in Shavasana. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Thanks, David.